The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
Movie fans love to argue over which of these is the greatest movie franchise ever. The pop culture know-it-alls at WatchMojo think each one has some claim to the title. But for today, our money is on the Jedi, as we count down our picks for the top 10 reasons why Star Wars is the ultimate movie franchise. With thousands of original top 10 videos in our online library, WatchMojo is the master of pop culture countdowns. On the Ultimate Countdown, we take a look at the big debates in pop culture and put them to rest once and for all. Welcome to WatchMojo's Ultimate Countdown. I'm your host, Rebecca Brayton. In 1977, no one in the movie industry expected people to want to go see a special effects-filled adventure movie set in space starring a bunch of mostly unknown actors. Even the director flew to Hawaii just after the premiere so as not to hear the sound of it flopping. But that little movie turned out to be Star Wars, and it spawned a legacy. It's not the first entertainment phenomenon to change pop culture forever, but these are the 10 reasons why, more than any other, Star Wars is the ultimate movie franchise.
May the Force be with us.
Number 10, it created the blockbuster template.
Well, more wealth than you can imagine.
I don't know, I can imagine quite a bit.
You'll get it.
Before 1977, your average Nerf herder couldn't tell the difference between a blockbuster and a Star Destroyer, but they would come to know both quite well that summer. Though the Star Wars phenomenon surprised everyone in the late 70s, movie studios today regularly aim to recreate its lightning-in-a-bottle success by promoting big-budget movies ad nauseum for months before their summertime or holiday release dates.
Size matters not.
Releasing tons of tie-in merchandising, and producing a franchise if the first movie's a hit.
Never tell me the odds.
Studios are constantly chasing the next Star Wars, but George Lucas's magnum opus will always be the first.
Great kid! Don't get cocky!
Number 9. It's a cultural unifier.
You refer to the prophecy of the one who will bring balance to the Force.
Ancient Greeks had epics, the Age of Enlightenment had its operas, ye olde English had Shakespeare. But today, the story we can almost all talk about appreciatively is Star Wars.
You, my friend, are all that's left of their religion.
If you haven't seen at least one or two of the films, you're in the minority, although you can probably still name some characters.
Han Solo. I'm Captain of the Millennium Falcon.
Thanks to its steady pop culture presence, we are constantly reminded of its rich lore.
The Force is what gives the Jedi his power. It's an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us and penetrates us. It binds the galaxy together.
It's been parodied.
I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
Homaged.
Hey, Han!
What?
Why do they call them TIE fighters?
No idea!
And straight up ripped off thanks to its universal themes and archetypes that transcend race, religion, gender, and nationality.
Maybe we start being friends.
That's why die-hard fans and casual viewers alike can connect and share their love for this great saga.
You know of the rebellion against the Empire?
Number 8. It's made its way into our language.
Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking Nerf herder!
Who's scruffy looking?
Sure, you may not know if Han shot first, but we bet you could identify a lightsaber, Yoda.
Yoda. You seek Yoda.
You know him?
And maybe even a stormtrooper, even if you've never seen a second of Star Wars. Terms, sayings, and items invented by George Lucas are now known outside the realms of movie fandom and geek culture, and have taken on meaning in everyday language.
That place is strong with the dark side of the Force.
Calling someone a Jedi, for example, implies their deep knowledge or mastery of their field or interest.
A Jedi Knight? I'm out of it for a little while. Everybody gets delusions of grandeur.
Your Padawan is your protege.
We will not exceed our mandate, my young Padawan learner.
When someone reverses their syntax, Yoda speak it is.
Looking? Found someone you have, I would say.
Heck, you may even know that these aren't the droids you're looking for. And that's without mentioning the copious quotable references.
Too short for a stormtrooper?
If you don't believe us, well, I'm not the only one who finds your lack of faith disturbing.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Number 7. Its production design is incredible.
Send a scanning crew aboard. I want every part of this ship checked.
Any filmmaker worth his salt will tell you that a movie's setting is just as important as its characters. And if used correctly, that setting can practically be a character itself.
There isn't enough life on this ice cube to fill a space cruiser.
Star Wars production designers are now legends because they knew that, and created now iconic environments and buildings using nothing but popsicle sticks, at least according to Mark Hamill.
The way George could take Scotch tape and popsicle sticks and really make something out of it. When I had visions of what it would look like to see the Death Star.
Settings as varied as Endor's rainforests, the isolation of Tatooine, or a volcanic mining operation on Mustafar are highly detailed and instantly recognizable as distinct worlds. That same loving attention went into the design of the vehicles, the alien races, the weapons, and even the hairstyles. Come on, top 10 iconic hairdos much?
Well, you said it, Chewie.
Number 6. It has awesome toys. Ever wonder how Boba Fett got so popular? Considering his name is said a grand total of once in the original trilogy, and he has like no lines.
What if he doesn't survive? He's worth a lot to me.
The Empire will compensate you if he dies.
Well, unless you're a closet fan of the holiday special.
You will only get in the way. But if you must, come on.
His status as a legendary badass is likely due to this.
New Boba Fett Star Wars large-size action figure from Kenner.
Star Wars is the grandfather of movie merchandising. It was the first franchise to produce extensive action figure lines for even their most minor characters, allowing fans to construct their own Star Wars stories and get further invested in that galaxy far, far away.
And this is Lando Calrissian. See? And this is Boba Fett. And look, they can even have wars. Look at this.
And invest they did. Enough so that when Lucas and company ran out of money during production, one successful Christmas season was enough to fund the completion of Empire Strikes Back.
If money is all that you love, then that's what you'll receive.
Just think, Lucas kept all those juicy licensing and merchandising rights for himself.
This deal is getting worse all the time.
Number 5. Its characters are lovable and memorable.
What do you think? Do you think a princess and a guy like me?
No.
An epic is nothing without its heroes, and they are nothing without their villains. To deliver on his vision for a grand space adventure, Lucas tapped his mythological source, citing the works of Joseph Campbell, an American mythologist who studied the commonalities in myths across cultures. Lucas employed archetypes like the hero, the mentor, and the shapeshifter to create his timeless characters.
He's not ready.
Yoda.
The bold choice to cast relatively unknown actors in these roles let us experience these characters without preconceived notions. Whether it's the heroes we root for or the villains we despise, they keep bringing us back. Say what you will about the Ewoks and a certain spastic Gungan, but kids love them.
Misa called Jar Jar Binks. Misa, your humble servant.
Now from the lowest point in the Star Wars franchise to some of its most amazing highlights. Before we get to our number 4 pick, here is a quickie countdown of our picks for the top 10 moments in the Star Wars movie franchise.
We have enemy ships in Sector 27.
It's a trap.
Execute Order 66.
Cable detached.
Let go, Luke.
The Force is strong with this one.
I love you.
I know.
No. I am your father.
Well, it's hard to argue with that game changer as our number 1 pick. Stick around for the top 4 reasons why Star Wars is the ultimate movie franchise as WatchMojo's Ultimate Countdown continues. In what country did 390,000 people list their religion as Jedi on their 2001 census form? In what country did 390,000 people list their religion as Jedi on their 2001 census form? Answer: the United Kingdom. What other movie franchise could have inspired a religion, even if it was just a joke? We've already counted down our first 6 of the top 10 reasons why Star Wars is the ultimate movie franchise. Let's get back to it. Number 4. It revolutionized special effects.
Don't be too proud of this technological terror you've constructed.
George Lucas had a vision for the effects he wanted to see in Star Wars, and with no other company able to bring them to life, he founded his own and called it Industrial Light and Magic.
You have failed me for the last time.
While special effects have been a staple of cinema since the beginning, with Star Wars, George Lucas not only innovated effects themselves, but also pioneered the trend of creating films driven by them. Lucas knew that this impressive display was instrumental in making Star Wars the success it was, as nothing could top the Death Star trench run,
It's just like Beggar's Canyon back home.
or the Battle of Endor in pure spectacle. And say what you will about the prequels, but they were also groundbreakers in cinematic magic, creating entirely new characters out of nothing but ones and zeros.
Credits will do fine.
No, they won't.
Credits will do fine.
No, they won't. What, you think you're some kind of Jedi waving your hand around like that?
Since then, Hollywood has clung to the mantra that bigger is always better, and ILM has been the trailblazer for many technological breakthroughs.
Go, all of you, and take that infernal thing with you.
Number 3. It's hooked multiple generations. The epic saga tells the story of generations of heroes, and that story in turn has captured the hearts and minds of several generations of viewers like few other films before it.
I'm getting too old for this sort of thing.
Beginning in 1977 with the iteration that would later be retitled A New Hope, and ending with Return of the Jedi in 1983, the original trilogy defined an era of filmmaking. 16 years later, the prequel trilogy revealed the events that led up to the classic films.
Anakin Skywalker, meet Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hi.
Parents who took their children to see the originals in all their widescreen glory were able to watch the prequels as grandparents, sharing the experience not only with their own children, but with their children's children as well.
The Force is strong in my family. My father has it. I have it.
And starting in 2015, an entirely new generation will get its own trilogy to watch growing up.
There are stories about what happened.
It's true. All of it.
While many were skeptical of George Lucas selling Star Wars to Disney,
Can't believe he's gone.
his passing of the torch will ensure that children of all ages will be able to fall in love with it. What other movie series can grandparents, children, and grandchildren all watch and connect with in their own personal way?
You failed, Your Highness. I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Number 2. Its music is iconic. The musical score can make or break a movie. And as much as we repeat names like Skywalker, Solo, Fett, and Vader when discussing Star Wars, one name that gets almost as much attention is Williams.
Here they come.
The score crafted by John Williams for the Star Wars saga is as close to perfect as a musical score can get, and it frequently tops lists of the top 10 iconic instrumental film scores, including WatchMojo's own. It's at times sweepingly beautiful, haunting, and emotional, and sometimes it's all three at the same time. While many iconic images, phrases, and characters can instantly remind us of Star Wars, none is more powerful or more closely related with their source material than the franchise's music. The Titanic Imperial March is synonymous with the white marching boots of the Empire and the shadow of Darth Vader. While the opposing side is equally powerful, with the binary sunset of Tatooine filling listeners with the courage of a young adventurer. As iconic as the imagery and words of Star Wars have become, for many, it's still the booming orchestra that brings them back into the movie theater, where they saw it all come to life for the first time. Also, if you ever get bored with your everyday chores, we'd recommend this Oscar-winning score as your soundtrack.
But I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
You can waste time with your friends when your chores are done.
In WatchMojo's library of over 2,000 top 10 lists, probably no other title has appeared as often as Star Wars. Whether it's a prop or a character or a special effect, some piece of a Star Wars film has appeared in roughly 200 of our lists. In fact, these movies are so densely packed with good stuff that even a single scene or sequence has gotten a nod on several of our lists. Take the Death Star, for example. This one set piece found itself on at least 4 of our lists. Top 10 space stations from movies and TV.
That's no moon.
Top 10 coolest movie spaceships. Top 10 best movie sets. Top 10 awesome movie explosions. In this one scene from Return of the Jedi, you'll find elements that ranked high on 6 of our lists. Top 10 bounty hunters in movies. Top 10 movie crime bosses. Top 10 handcuff scenes in movies. Top 10 movie bikinis. Top 10 movie princesses. Top 10 sci-fi babes.
Hello, what have we here?
And apparently we especially love Princess Leia. We'll be right back with the number 1 reason why Star Wars is the ultimate movie franchise on WatchMojo's Ultimate Countdown. Which of these Star Wars villains wields a lightsaber with a curved hilt? The answer when we return. Which of these Star Wars villains wields a lightsaber with a curved hilt? The answer, Count Dooku. We've covered the characters and the special effects, as well as many other ways that Star Wars has made its way into our hearts, minds, and lives. But what is the number 1 reason why Star Wars is the ultimate movie franchise? Number 1, it spawned successful titles in every medium.
Life creates it, makes it grow. Its energy surrounds us and binds us.
The wonder of Star Wars is that it manages to transport its audience to another world, or as is the case, several other worlds. Watching the movies, it's easy to forget that what you're watching is just a movie. And to many, it isn't. The Star Wars universe goes far beyond the magic of the silver screen. It's immortalized in written works, with hundreds of novels and comic books exploring new characters and continuing the journeys of the ones we love. We explore its galaxies via video games and role-playing systems. Its legend is further expanded by television series, such as Star Wars Rebels,
I'm in space.
And Star Wars The Clone Wars,
The general needs help to me.
which thrive on their own animation styles and fill in the gaps between films.
Our enemy created an army for us.
No other franchise has jumped around between the silver screen, the small screen, literature, video games, and beyond as triumphantly as Star Wars.
You underestimate my power.
The franchise dominates every medium it touches, expanding its universe in all directions. Across republics old and new, the battle between the light and dark side wages in our imaginations and our hearts, as Star Wars gives fans everywhere a place to call home.
No, I am your father.
More than just a movie, it's a never-ending platform onto which thousands of artists can stack their boundless creativity. And for that reason, more than any other, Star Wars is the ultimate movie franchise.
Just let it in.
That's it for today's Ultimate Countdown. For more top 10 lists published every day, be sure to check out WatchMojo.com. There's really only one way to end this. May the Force be with you, Mojoholics.